G'day guys, Mackie with the Outer Circle. First off, apologies, I am coming down with a cold. Can't be avoided, I'm afraid, so hopefully I don't sound too bad. Anyway, what am I here to talk about today? Well, I want to talk about something really positive. Both myself and Kat, we've pledged to the Song of Ice and Fire Kickstarter for the Game of Thrones tabletop game. What is this all about? Well, the pledge is in American dollars, 150 American dollars for the game. The video is going to be attached in the comments below. I'm not going to play it right now in the middle of my video because that would be pointless. Now, the original amount asked for was about $300,000, or was $300,000, and they're actually sitting at 1.22 million right now, so well and truly past. Needless to say, this Kickstarter is happening. It is off the ground. Even better yet, the people behind it, CMON, these guys have knocked out a whole bunch of projects through Kickstarter before. If I scroll right down, we might even be able to get a list of games they've successfully backed before. Zombicide, Sedition Wars, Guilds of Cadwallon, Zombicide Season 2, Relic Knights, Rivet Wars, etc. So there's a massive amount of games these guys have put out. So this is actually one of those Kickstarters that gets off the ground. And as you can see as I scroll, quite a lot to it. Now, the game itself. The game itself is very much like Warhammer 8th Edition combined with the card system from X-Wing. So every unit has a card that goes with it. Rather than looking up the rules for that particular unit in an army book, that kind of thing, there's none of that. It also has the things that people enjoy about games like 8th Edition Warhammer 40,000, as opposed to 8th Edition Fantasy, where you have flat sort of to hit rolls, to wound rolls, that kind of thing. So, what do you get? Well, if you pledge the initial Kickstarter, you get all of these things. So you get 2 squads of basic infantry for both factions, a squad of halberdiers for the Lannisters, Stark cavalry, Umbar berserkers, Mountains men, and a host of different characters. Speaking of characters, a whole bunch of extra rewards have been unlocked already by the campaign. The campaign only has about a day and a half left to go, so if you are interested, I'd get on it pretty quickly. So all these additional characters have all been unlocked already, and we're probably looking at getting a couple more before it finally closes out. On top of all these extra characters, we also have these extra units that have been unlocked. So we've got Bolton's Bastards Girls, Bolton Flayed Men, Stark Longbowmen, and the Knights of Casterly Rock. And some tokens and that kind of thing. So all of this that I'm showing you right now is part of the $150 US pledge. That's massive. That's, what, 12 models in a unit, 1, 2, 3, 4... Bloody hell, it's 48 miniatures there alone in infantry. Another 12 infantry, another 12 infantry, another 12 infantry. That's 72 infantry for basic squads, 4 cavalry, and 24 heroes and non-character units, as well as this extra 4 units that have been unlocked, including 2 cavalry units, an archer's unit, and a bastards unit. So yeah, quite a bloody lot for your dollar. I think it works out to like $2 American a model or something crazy like that. Now, there's of course optional buys. So this is miniatures that haven't been unlocked, but you can buy into right now or at any time during the pledge management, which happens over the next couple of months. I myself have already put in extra money because there's a few units that I want. Now, this includes 2x4 battle mats, if you're interested in that. Me personally, I don't think I need one of these. There's plenty of battle mats on the market, they're all the same, right? Other units include Lannister Guards, additional halberds, Mountains Men, all these sort of units that you've unlocked already, but there's also crossbowmen, Tully Sworn Shields, this is one of the units I'm after, more Berserkers, more Flayed Men, Bolton Cutthroats, another unit I'm after. You can also get a deluxe rulebook. What's the deal with that? It's the same rulebook, hardcover, with all the concept art they came up with for the game included in it, which I'm actually pretty tempted to get. I may even up my pledge for that. Call me a bad gambler. There's also terrain. So there's walls and marshes, forests and hedges, fortifications, weirwood tree, and corpse mounds. Yes, corpses do play a role in this game in certain missions. House-themed dice, yeah, okay. Activation tokens, you get paper ones, or cardboard ones, sorry, included in the kit when you purchase the Kickstarter. Dice bags, perhaps if you're into it, and of course rulers. So, yeah. As you can see in the gameplay, has sort of similar mechanics to Warhammer 8th Edition Fantasy, with movement, pivoting, that kind of thing, flanking your enemies. It's all in there. It's all included. It's fantastic. With Warhammer 8th Edition, Fantasy 8th Edition that is, having gone the way of the dodo, Kat and I have both looked at this and gone, this looks like a fun strategic game. So we want to get in on the ground floor of this. We want to grow a community, right? We want to make sure that this game has every chance to thrive. So we've created a Facebook group for here in Australia and New Zealand, our sweet Kiwi neighbours next door, bro. And hopefully we can get something together, maybe organise some competitions, work together with people to come up with different ways of painting them, discuss tactics, all that kind of stuff. But the important thing is here that this is an IP it's got a backing. It's got a solid backing. It has the Game of Thrones TV series behind it, which only has another year left in it, as well as being the books, which still haven't fully released. And this is very much based more on the books than the TV series. So this is something that's going to have legs because it has a proper historical world built up around it. It's not like other game systems where they have to create their world from scratch. This one has an existing IP that people know. That's part of what attracted, I should say, myself and Kat to it. Anyway, I'm not affiliated with these guys or anything. I'd love to be, don't get me wrong. Kat and I, our plan is, and we're looking at, it's 6 months down the track till these miniatures end up in our hands. Maybe even 8 months. That's the expected production timeline for all these models to actually get out to the Kickstart backers. Once they do, Kat and I would love to get some battle reports up, and I strongly urge people to go and watch some videos about how this game is played online. If I can, I'll try and include a link or two in the show notes below, and hopefully can give people some sort of guidance with what's going to be happening with the game, how it plays, that kind of thing. From what I can tell, it's pretty smooth, but it has a very, very high casualty rate. But it also has ways of adding models back to units that have been killed off, that kind of thing, so that's fun. Also, the miniatures are pretty good. They're not the best miniatures I've seen for this sort of game. I have friends who personally sculpted their own Game of Thrones miniatures just for themselves. Not like they're selling them as a game system or anything like that. They just felt like sculpting them, and I prefer some of their sculpts, if I'm honest. But these ones look pretty great. Because my friends are sculpting based off like the TV series, whereas these ones are more like off the books. That's why. Not because these are bad sculpts. I should point that out. Anyway, I've rambled on and on about this. Game system looks great. I strongly urge people to look at it, maybe even come over, join our Facebook community if you like. Links up on our Facebook page, and I will link it in the show notes below. Anyway, not long left on this Kickstarter. We're down to, 38, 39 hours now at the time of recording. 39 hours. So if you want to get in now, because you're going to be getting the better part of probably 90 miniatures with this game, and you're paying $150 US. For those of us in Australia, that's a ridiculously small amount for a lot of miniatures, especially having come off a Games Workshop game. The scale is also 32mm to the eyes on these models, for those wondering. Yes, movement trays are included, rulers are included, rules are included, all the cards are included, as well as, again, all your special characters, that kind of thing, or your named characters that lead your armies, like Jaime Lannister, Robb Stark, Tyrion, the Mountain, Great John Umber, they're all there. Yes, there will be more to come. They've hinted at additional units that will come out later on down the line, but this is, of course, the start of an entirely new game system. And that's why we're backing it. This has unlimited potential, and far be it for us to shit on something that has such potential. Anyway, I'm back with the Outer Circle. Thank you all for watching this video. Whole point of it was just to be informative. If I've done a bad job of it, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.